The new Boost Mobile network is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month for life.
That sounds like a threat.
Then how do you think we should say it?
Unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month for the rest of your life?
I don't know.
Until your ultimate demise.
What if we just say forever?
Okay.
$25 a month, forever.
Get unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month with Boost Mobile forever.
After 30 gigabytes, customers may experience slower speeds. Customers will pay $25 a month as long as they remain active on the Boost Unlimited plan.
Hey, I'm Ryan Reynolds.
Recently, I asked Mint Mobile's legal team if big wireless companies are allowed to raise prices due to inflation. They said yes. And then when I asked if raising prices technically violates those onerous 2-year contracts, they said, "What the f*** are you talking about, you insane Hollywood ass?" So to recap, we're cutting the price of Mint Unlimited from $30 a month to just $15 a month.
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 up front for 3 months plus taxes and fees. Promo rate for new customers for limited time. Unlimited more than 40 gigabytes per month. Slows full terms at mintmobile.com.
Explaining football to the friend who's just there for the nachos? Hard. Tailgating from home like a pro with snacks and drinks everyone will love? An easy win. And with Instacart helping deliver the snack time MVPs to your door, you're ready for the game in as fast as 30 minutes. So you never miss a play or lose your seat on the couch or have to go head to head for the last chicken wing. Shop game day faves on Instacart and enjoy $0 delivery fees on your first 3 grocery orders. Offer valid for a limited time. Other fees and terms apply.
Surviving Sister Wives contains adult content that may not be suitable for Latter-day Saints or sinners. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to Surviving Sister Wives, the podcast where a monogamous couple drink heavily while recapping Sister Wives on TLC.
I'm Corey.
And I'm Carly, and this is episode 3, Lonely in Flagstaff.
So lonely.
According to TLC, Meri returns to Flagstaff, but still feels alone. Kody has a plan to reunite the family.
Kody always has a plan.
So I wrote my own episode description.
I would love to hear it, Carly.
I don't feel like what TLC has given us is accurate.
No?
Hell no.
I guess that fits their MO.
So here's my description. Meri fucking loves being away from the fam and avoids Flagstaff as long as possible. Kody plans to hold everyone hostage in his very own HH Holmes murder castle.
My summary was basically grand vision of rapturous joy, like nothing you've seen before, like nothing you've done before. So buckle up, let's get down to it.
Can we talk about the brand new intro for this season?
This was, I'll take full blame that this was wildly overlooked in our first 2 episodes because there was so much content to go through. It was episodes 1 and 2 aired on the same night. So we had a lot of stuff to go through. And I don't know if we just skipped right past it or if we fast forwarded and missed it entirely, but the intro now is like some sort of Dateline 2020 murder mystery type of thing. There's no dialogue. It's just it's really bizarre.
I thought that I was watching the Oscars and we were up to the in memoriam section of the night where we were just watching all of the producers, composers, actors, actresses who've passed away in the past year, and we're seeing images of them float by in the background from the various films that they've starred in while there's just this ominous tone playing.
Sarah McLachlan chimes in, a dog chained up on the fence outside in the backyard with the snow.
They've completely stripped out the audio that we've had to listen to season after season after season, where they remind us of all the benefits of being a sister wife and why they've all chosen this life. They can't even convince us of that anymore, so they've just gone ahead and taken it out.
Well, the only other original program that TLC has had on for 14 seasons is Long Island Medium, and I'll just go ahead and say that I'm more thankful to be reviewing this show because at least...
Ooh, that would be such a good one.
I don't think it would be.
You know what this was really reminiscent of? If you go back and watch the very early seasons of 90 Day Fiancé, the intro was very similar. The pictures just kind of flew into the screen. There was just music playing and no audio going along with it, just the pictures of the couples together.
It's like fan-made.
Yeah.
It's not official. TLC full-time employee put work into this.
It's like they renewed the show for another season and they knew it needed a refresh, but they just found somebody on Fiverr to go ahead and make a new intro for them.
I mean, that's the way to do it.
I'm pretty sure that if you go into PowerPoint, the bars that come up on the side are one of the designs that you can choose from.
I'd bet money on that.
They literally just dropped pictures of them into PowerPoint slides and made intros.
It's not hard.
No.
Look at us. We're running a show.
It's possible.
It's not hard.
Anything's possible if you put your mind to it.
So we kick off episode 3, and it's like deja vu. It's like we accidentally rewound episode 2 because Meri's moving to Flagstaff, and she's in the house in Vegas. So we're just picking up at the beginning of episode 2 again for the start of episode 3. We have not progressed the storyline yet.
No, we're just looking at Meri's empty house.
6 weeks later.
We're reminded that everybody is spread out in Flagstaff, that all the homes are much further apart than they would prefer.
But box it up, second time's the charm. We're going to Flagstaff.
And Kody reminds us that he wants to build one big house on that lot of land in Coyote Pass that is zoned for 4 homes.
Meri briefly discusses why she was asked to leave the rental house that she had lined up in Flagstaff originally. And basically she just sums it up that it was due to her family structure, which I feel like there's some sort of law that prevents being evicted from your house or breaking a contract lease.
Oh, for sure. None thing about this is legal if we're going to believe that this scenario really took place.
Contractually, they were solid, but I think Meri took one look at Robin's house when they were moving there originally, and she was like, "No, I gotta go. I gotta go.
No.
I gotta get a bigger one.
I gotta one up this bitch.
We need something else."
I'm the first wife. The houses still are not on the market.
Finances are thin,
To say the least.
To say the least, because they're still paying double rent. Vegas plus Flagstaff equals Baroque.
Now we get to see Kody has showed up to help Meri move out of Flagstaff.
And did you notice? I think he did take your advice for the move. He had the top bun.
Oh, I didn't notice.
He had man bun.
No, I didn't notice because I was too busy staring at Kody's pants, which had a giant split in them.
Yeah, Kody went with the trusty moving denims.
That's exactly what I want to wear when I'm squatting, picking up furniture, moving things in the Las Vegas heat. Just skin-tight jeans.
The tighter, the better.
Kody needs some moving day denim lube.
What would that consist of?
I don't know.
I don't want to know, but I'm sure that LuLaRoe would start selling it.
I'm going to put money on the fact that Kody's the kind of guy that wears jeans to the gym.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But Kody, when your ass rips, then it's broke. So fix that, please. So this is when we find out that Janelle had a fantasy guy in her mind before she got married to Kody. And basically, she describes him in detail, and her dream guy is not Kody.
No, her dream guy is Meri's brother, who she was originally married to.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, so she wanted a guy who had dark hair and blue eyes, but Kody's tight ass just made her look past those flaws he had.
Right, the solid hips butt thing, I believe is how she described it. And that apparently comes with some drawbacks because then you're flexing and busting out of denim.
As she is describing this, all the other wives are darting their eyes in every other direction aside from the camera.
It's horrifying.
Until finally Robin makes a joke, half-heartedly makes a joke, and they cut away.
Thank God. And at that point, we hear from Christine, who goes into a little bit of detail about how Truly is not having a great time with the move to Flagstaff. She's pretty homesick.
Right. So you do the best thing possible for a homesick kid, and you bring them back to the home that they wish they lived in.
Just drop her.
You let them look at all of your empty homes.
Here's the backyard that you
with
miss.
The for sale signs out front.
We can't go over to your friend's house, though, because we got to pack up Meri's stuff. But I did like that Christine momentarily brings up the fact that, should we really be going in and walking through our backyard while we should be helping Meri move? She thinks about it for about 2 seconds and goes, yeah, no, let's go ahead and do that. So sure, let's go on a little walking tour of what used to be in the cul-de-sac.
We get to walk down memory lane and see when they used to actually function as a full family.
Oh, debatable, but it was more of a throwback to when the family was solidified. That was right after Kody had officially adopted Robin's children, so they felt more nostalgia to that exact moment where it felt like their family was a cohesive unit.
Yeah, Christine's having this conversation with Meri, and she's talking about the family tree in the cement and how it was this happy time where the family was unified. And all I could think about was, wasn't this the time when Kody divorced Meri so that he could legally marry Robin and adopt her kids. It was, I think, for Meri, the time that she felt like she was most ostracized from the family.
Well, the first time she felt she got the boot.
Right.
Sure.
The first time she officially got the boot on paper as well.
Right. So they all agree and take it upon themselves that, hey, we need to do something like this in Flagstaff. You know, we need to signify that we're here in Flagstaff and we're a family. Honestly, because I think they have to do this meaningless shit like this because they don't know how to show affection to each other in any other way.
Maybe they could just walk down to the retaining pond.
The drainage ditch?
Maybe they could just walk down to the drainage ditch and put their hands into the mud until the water evaporates, and then they'll have some nice cement handprints in there, just like what they had in the backyard.
Yeah, you just gotta, that's just time you gotta time it right.
It's officially time to pack Meri up and move her to Flagstaff, and she's surprised, air quotes, to be having such a hard time leaving for the second time.
So she has a nice little meltdown standing in her living room. She breaks down and starts crying.
Right. She's staring at the wet bar. Meri is an extra bitch.
And she loves her house. She loves Vegas. She loves this cul-de-sac and that goddamn wet bar. She loves that shit too. This is where we get to an important part in the episode
where Kody totally contradicts himself and then tries to cover it up.
Well, I mean, that's the basis of religion, pretty much. That's kind of a summary of every religion ever, is just contradictions and cover-ups. But yeah, there's a nice little huddle that's going on in the cul-de-sac as they're packing up the vehicles and getting ready to head back to Flagstaff. And I'm not sure who the other people are. There were some elderly ladies in there as well. I didn't know if you recognized them. Were they like Meri's mom? Or it seemed family, grandma level people, but
I need a moment.
Oh, God.
To complain about what is going on here from a fashion standpoint.
Oh, God.
Because we're watching this shot. Kody is wearing one moving glove.
It's a Michael Jackson thing. It's a good look.
Why is Christine wearing a LuLaRoe t-shirt as a dress? She keeps tugging at it and pulling it down. It happened about 15 times in the shot.
She's trying. I would be willing to bet money that Christine is trying to connect with Meri and be like, yes, we have common ground.
Speaking of Meri, she's not getting out of this either. She's wearing another drop sleeve shirt.
I didn't take fashion notes on this one.
How many of these shirts does Meri own? She seems to have one in every single color.
So on the cul-de-sac lightning round of questions, Kody talks about needing to wash off the energy from house to house, and that was something that he used to do in the cul-de-sac. He says that he used to run around the cul-de-sac frazzled, carrying all the emotional baggage to and from each house. When has he not been running around frazzled? Ever? He's always a disheveled mess.
What we learn is that Kody likes silence in a family of 20 plus people. He really enjoys the time where he gets to drive from house to house because he thinks it's a cleansing experience. So he gets in the car, he throws on a little
adult contempo, some Phil Collins, I don't know. What do you think Kody vibes to on those drives? I think he would be like...
He's got his aromatherapy air freshener going.
Alexa, play Adele. So this is a fun part of the conversation because then one of the old ladies asks him, oh, so do you want to sell your property in Arizona now?
Right.
Immediately calling him out.
This woman calls him out.
Immediately, because she noticed right away, this is bullshit. Everything that you just said that you didn't like about the cul-de-sac, putting everything under one roof, how is that going to change that? It's all going to be in the same energy space then. So how does this fix that?
Let's be real. Kody has selfish motives for wanting this one house. He's tired of running from place to place to place and leaving little bits of his shit in different houses and having to go back and grab something and get bitched at by one of the wives when he goes in there and have them compare with each other the things that he's doing around the house for the other one.
Paying 4 sets of taxes.
4 sets of taxes.
It's a lot of paperwork,
That's
guys.
what this is all about. It was great how he immediately realized, as soon as the words came out of his mouth, that he was going to need to now defend the big house.
And I believe the words that he used to kind of summarize that were, polygamy is a dichotomy of contradiction.
Whatever the fuck that means. In the most epic part of the episode, Meri tells the production crew that being away from the family has been easy.
Lols.
She did. She giggled hard.
I think she was surprised at her honesty in that moment too. And so it caught her off guard.
It seemed like Meri had kicked back a few drinks at that wet bar before she closed things up.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Meri explains that she doesn't like watching the relationships that Kody has with Janelle, Christine, and Robin, which I guess is understandable. But then again, maybe if you hadn't had an affair, your husband wouldn't hate you. Real talk. She explains out of sight, out of mind. As long as she's not witnessing it, it doesn't hurt her or affect her as much. She just wants these bitches out of her face.
So then we hit the road. We're heading to Flagstaff, and I think they used every single roll of gaff tape that the production team had to cover up the Penske logo on those trucks, which was strange because they covered them up for this episode.
But they didn't for the previous, right?
Didn't for the previous.
I thought the same thing. I was like, there is so much damn tape on this truck.
Yeah,
It was so obvious.
I don't know why.
They pull up to the house, and Meri makes the move official by buying an Arizona sweatshirt. I came, I saw, I bought the t-shirt.
I was hoping that she would have had one that was like, I moved to Flagstaff and all I got was this shitty disposition.
I moved to Flagstaff and all I got was this shitty sweatshirt.
Right.
This shitty hoodie.
Shitty hoodie. Hashtag shitty hoodie.
I moved to Flagstaff and all I got was this shitty gas station hoodie.
Yeah, and it doesn't even have like a name of a school or a town. It's just says Arizona.
This is literally a gas station sweatshirt.
The state of Arizona.
She was like, oh fuck, I gotta look more enthusiastic about this move. I better buy this sweatshirt for $45.95 before I get back in the car with my Coke.
At the rest stop.
At the rest stop. Meri was like, give me a pack of Marlboros and the and I'll take the hoodie in white.
3 of the $5 scratch offs, please.
And one of those airplane sized bottles of tequila. Can you shove it in the hoodie hole though? In the pouch?
Please call it a pocket, please, because that's what it is. Well, kangaroo pouch, I guess, but...
Can you shove it in the hoodie pouch, though? Because I'm traveling with a bunch of Mormons.
They can't know.
And I'm not allowed to have this.
No.
I got to restock my new wet bar.
Which she might have a few, because based on the size of the house, when they're pulling up to this thing...
Wow.
It is enormous. It's the Taj Mahal of Flagstaff.
So they pull up to this house.
Massive.
Massive. It's so big. It has 3 garage ports.
It's on this huge hill, and the whole house is like integrated. It's like House on Haunted Hill, but it is the hill. It's like the hills have eyes.
It is the mountain.
It is the mountain.
Later, Robin explains that it's built into the side of the mountain, but the house is the mountain.
This house has been here for millennia, and the earth has just grown up around it.
It's like a troll home.
So this is when we cut to a lovely moment on the couch where Robin asks Meri, so are you happy to finally be in Flagstaff?
And Meri says, I mean, it's good to be here with the family, for sure.
Yeah, we get to be friends and neighbors.
And neighbors again.
Hey, neighbors are cool.
And she gives the biggest fake ass smile and this little like shrug.
I'm surprised she didn't hit Robin with some finger guns too, just to kind of drive the point home.
I felt like in this scene, I was watching myself trying to connect with a bunch of women who are real touchy-feely friendly. It was really hard for Meri to turn her resting bitch face upside down and pretend for even just a few moments that she actually wanted to be here and befriend the other sister wives.
The amount of energy that expels it takes a toll.
She couldn't even, after all these seasons of being on this show, and I'm sure saying things that she didn't really mean, she couldn't even deliver it in a way that was half believable.
So now let's go ahead and back that thing up, because Kody's going to try and back this fucking Penske truck up the winding driveway through the mountain.
He is putting that moving truck's insurance policy to work.
Ooh. He's taking it right up the mountain pass. He's trying to find a spot to drop the sucker off, but there is a garage at the top, so that is the end goal.
Whoa. There are 3 garages at the top.
Yeah, there's a landing zone at the top
right.
that he's
got
targeting.
A big target to choose from.
But the way to get up there is treacherous.
Meri made sure that whatever house she chose, no one was ever going to want to come back up this fucking driveway to come visit her.
And if Kody's jeans weren't ripped before, they are split all the way now from measuring the distance of the driveway by, I don't know, he was like goose stepping, stretching I don't know what he was calculating. Again, math isn't his strong suit.
He looked like a cartoon burglar taking big tiptoe steps across the driveway.
That was it.
There's no standard unit of measurement that he appears to be using.
No, because I'm assuming, I wish there was footage of him doing this alongside the truck too, because I think that was what he was trying to do, was determine if the landing strip at the top had enough room to actually fit the truck. But what you have to think about is when it's steep and winding, there's a turning radius of that truck. There's like a wall that's in play on both sides going up. And
Right.
It's all steep angles.
Right. And Meri makes the other wives stand at each end of the castle's driveway. And she does what I would do when giving directions to a moving vehicle. She just starts yelling and waving her hands in the air.
Yeah, cue the montage.
At one point, she grabs the truck like she's in an action movie or fucking Twilight and can move it with her mind.
Like she's going to stop it from sheer force of will. This 30,000-pound truck that's full of all your shit.
Moving into this house sucks. Of course it sucks. Meri sucks, and she picked it.
Because then we also have Kody's call and response. Because then he proceeds to back immediately into a wall and asks, "Am I hitting something?" As you see the truck violently shake on impact.
If the moving truck is rockin', don't come a knockin'.
Yes.
If Kody says he and Meri are starting their relationship over.
They don't live together, but they do go out once in a while.
Because spending almost no time together is the best way to repair a relationship.
Carly, what would those date nights look like, going out once in a while with Kody and Meri?
I imagine they go to Applebee's for like riblets and shrimp. They eat in silence. Sometimes they just cut the whole thing out and they go through the drive-thru.
Maybe a quesadilla burger if they're feeling up for it.
Love me a good quesadilla burger.
I know you do that.
Cody takes her to get her tires rotated.
Well, that's more of a chore. That's a thing that you actually have to do.
Right, but I think in Cody's mind,
Count it.
taking her, count it.
This is time served. So Meri's assessment of their relationship now is
Hopeless.
She feels hopeless. Rebuilding the relationship isn't where she wants it to be, and it's not going the speed that she wants it to go.
Kody immediately gaslights her and claims that he's doing this purposely and that he's being measured and moving things slowly. When the truth is, he really just doesn't want to put in the effort because he don't like her.
Meri takes this moment to imitate a chicken noise and makes wings with her arms and mocks him openly.
Meri shoves her fists into her pink drop sleeve t-shirt.
Because that's a great way to delicately rebuild a damaged relationship.
And barks at him like a chicken.
So then Christine rolls up. I can't tell if she's being condescending when she says it's the most beautiful thing that she's ever seen in her entire life.
Reminder that Christine is sleeping in a converted living room. And Janelle can't fit the food she needs to feed her children in her cabinets.
Yeah, but Meri breaks down the numbers for us, and it's roughly $175 more per month for 3 times the house that she was originally going to have in Flagstaff. It'd be stupid not to.
Right. Why downsize and save money when you can spend more money and get more space that you don't need?
Right. It'd be dumb not to. So now it's tour time at the house on Haunted Hill.
And Meri has a big surprise for everybody.
She's got to lay down the ground rules, so everybody gather up at the front door, listen up. Don't anybody open any doors when we go inside, because I don't want you fuckers knowing that I have an elevator.
Brianna takes the opportunity to make a coming out of the closet joke at this point.
I don't think it was a joke made in love.
Oh, clearly not. It made
was
me
weird.
Uncomfortable.
It was uncomfortable to watch. So Meri leads everyone in to the house now, and she's building for this big elevator reveal. And the kids immediately point to the door and ask why they're standing in front of an elevator.
Meri is still shitty in the ITM about how she didn't get to unveil the big surprise that the kids somehow figured out that there was an elevator.
It's a door with a huge button next to it on the wall.
Also, she didn't do what you do when you're trying to keep kids from seeing something. You walk them past something as quickly as possible so that they don't recognize it.
Right. So they cram as many people as they can into this elevator.
This gave me PTSD.
Yeah.
As a person who has been stuck in an elevator before, all I could think about was...
Check your elevator privilege. Check your elevator privilege at the door with the button.
All I could think about was being alone in this giant house and taking the elevator one day thinking, this is great. I have an elevator in my house. I should use it.
This is how I die.
Nobody is coming to visit Meri. It would be days before anybody knew that she was stuck in this elevator.
They would find her mummified corpse clutching that elevator door.
Thing of nightmares.
It's House on Haunted Hill. So
not a selling point.
No. So Kody tries to make it a game for the rest of the unlucky souls who did not get onto the elevator. Hey, let's run up 4 flights of stairs and just go ahead and meet everybody up at the top floor.
Everyone has to run through Meri's house and pretend to be happy for her.
There's a waterfall. There's a water feature.
There's a fucking waterfall.
And at this point, I think Meri would have been better off just leasing an abandoned mall because there's probably plenty of those in Flagstaff, and it might have saved her some money.
There's a wet bar. Another wet bar in her bedroom. There were 2 walk-in closets.
They mention in passing that there's 4 bedrooms, 2 of which are masters, and those 2 masters are on 2 different floors, which is when Kody points out and gets everyone to agree how amazing it would have been to have this place as their main home when they were younger.
Kody runs through the house and picks which room is going to be his.
So I love the flashback because Kody's trying to point out the fact that they could all live in this house. This could have been their main house at one point.
To the single wide trailer that Christine wants to erase from her memories.
It's like a Christine Vietnam flashback. What is that?
There were 3 wives living in this house.
Oh, in the double wide ranch trailer?
Yes.
Dorito Cool Ranch trailer.
We just offended so many people. Love to the trailers out there.
Love my Doritos out there.
Nothing wrong with a single wide trailer.
Cool Ranch family forever.
But what is wrong with a single wide trailer is trying to fit your 3 wives in there.
Now we're getting to the part in my notes that I have for this segment called Lunch Wives, Woe is Meri.
Let's go to lunch.
Let's go to lunch. There's a lot to unpack here, and I'm not talking about Meri's 40-foot Penske truck.
This is the first time that all 4 sister wives have gotten together since Meri has moved to Flagstaff.
It's been 2 months for the rest of them in Flagstaff, roughly.
And they're in an attic?
Yeah, what the fuck is going on with this bed and breakfast place?
In a restaurant with 1 table?
It's like a Amishville table in an upstairs bedroom with like a slanty ceiling that I would bump my head on if I stood up straight.
The cameras can like barely even fit in there with them.
Oh, and I bet you money there is probably one of those creepy ass half doors to a crawl space in one of the corners that we can't see. And I know that's
totally that's on the other wall.
Oh, and I know that scares you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's something to fear.
So they're eating lunch in a haunted attic. Meri bitches that she only slept for a few hours last night, so we're getting her excuse up front for why she isn't going to be enthusiastic or interested in the conversation at this lunch.
And also, disclaimer, she woke up and didn't even want to come to lunch, so we're just lucky that she's even here.
She's gracing us with her presence despite
always
her difficult night of sleep. Meri complains that with this move, she's just really guarded with all of her relationships right now, and her walls are up.
Again, none of this is new information for Meri.
No, we've heard her say this dozens of times for 14.
My dad works in B2B marketing. He came by my school for career day and said he was a big ROAS man. Then he told everyone how much he loved calculating his return on ad spend. My friends still laugh at me to this day.
Not everyone gets B2B, but with LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people who do. Get a $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/results to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be, to be.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up during inflation, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, bit to get 30, bit to get 20, 20, 20, bit to get 20, 20, bit to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold!
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 up front for 3 months plus taxes and fees. Promo rate for new customers for limited time. Unlimited more than 40 gigabytes per month. Slows full terms at mintmobile.com.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Visit Progressive.com to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary, not available in all states or situations.
Need new glasses or want a fresh new style? Warby Parker has you covered. Glasses start at just $95, including anti-reflective, scratch-resistant prescription lenses that block 100% of UV rays. Every frame's designed in-house with a huge selection of styles for every face shape. And with Warby Parker's free home try-on program, you can order 5 pairs to try at home for free. Shipping is free both ways, too. Go to warbyparker.com/covered to try 5 pairs of frames at home for free. warbyparker.com/covered.
Since 2013, Bombas has donated over 100 million socks, underwear, and T-shirts to those facing homelessness. If we counted those on air, this ad would last over 1,157 days. But if we counted the time it takes to make a donation possible, it would take just a few clicks. Because every time you make a purchase, Bombas donates an item to someone who needs it.
Go to bombas.com/ACAST and use code ACAST for 20% off your first purchase. That's bombas.com/ACAST, code ACAST.
This is her standard operating procedure.
Christine calls out Janelle for even wanting to do lunch, since she's the one who hates going to lunch together. I'm on Janelle's side with this, because who wants to go to lunch, especially a fucking fake TV lunch?
Lunch is boring.
Where you sit at a table and you can't eat a goddamn thing.
So Janelle's trying to point out here, obviously lunch is boring. Let's fly somewhere and make it an outing, because that was what she was saying in Seattle. How many travel excursion outings do you think they could pay for if they weren't paying 9 different sets of living expenses?
They could probably go to New York for lunch.
They could probably do a few round trips. They could go down to New Orleans, get some beignets.
Christine and Janelle say that the isolation is really getting to them. Christine talks about a time where she felt isolated and she was convinced that the rest of the family was happy without her and that they were just mad at her, but it was all in her head. And honestly, sounds like what Meri's doing to herself.
Yeah. Janelle talks about how white suburbia sucks. That she just parks her car in the garage and doesn't leave for a few days and just works.
And I was like, same, Janelle, same.
Now, this is a point where in a normal human interaction, they could all kind of commiserate, just like what Christine did, where Janelle was talking about how she's feeling isolated, having this experience personally, moving to Flagstaff, going over different coping methods. Robin doesn't really do this because obviously she's not lonely, because that's probably where Kody is half the time anyway.
All the time.
All the time, 100%. Meri, however, takes this as a personal challenge, thinking that it's a complaining match and she has to win.
So Meri throws down the gauntlet and trumps them with the story about how she's being victimized by having to sleep on a king-size mattress on the floor because she has no one else who can help her move.
She's all alone in the Taj Mahal.
She's a single white female up in that castle.
No children to assist her, no house servants, sleeping on a mattress on the floor and hauling boxes up her elevator.
Why else would you have 3 sister wives if they were not to be your servants?
Meri doesn't know how beds are put together.
Meri lost the instructions to how to put together her king-size bed frame from IKEA.
Even worse, she lost that specific tool, that only one that works on that screw.
That tiny little wrench that you use to put together all the screws in that IKEA furniture.
So Robin suggests, hey, why don't you use Janelle's moving guy? Janelle had a moving guy? So then we get to find out that yes, they have been paying people to assist with this financially irresponsible move on top of all the other living expenses that they're incurring.
Agree with Janelle, though. Hiring movers is about the best money you can spend.
Janelle says hire it done about 5 times and admits that it's the best thing that she ever did.
And Meri instantly gets shitty because she feels like family helps one another and that they should all be volunteering to drag her furniture up the 4 staircases in her big-ass house.
Not only that, the family should come to her palace and tend to her needs without being directly asked by Meri. She needs them to read her mind and know what she needs. So 10 points for Robin here.
She comes right out with it.
She admits that she does not want to meet up with Meri to haul boxes up and down those stairs.
Right. She'll come to do other things, but not move her shit up and down the stairs that nearly killed her during the walkthrough.
Robin describes Meri's rental house with a folklore air to it, where there's this big old house and it's built up the side of a mountain. And in that house lives a grumpy old ogre. And that house is covered in stairs that make Robin just about faint. So it's kind of this whole dystopian atmosphere that's built around Meri's rental that she chose. So if you pick your steps, you got to climb them by yourself.
There are major trust issues in this family. And we saw lots of opportunities to build trust among the wives that were just totally missed at this lunch. And all I could say is, y'all need a new therapist.
Hire Janelle's guy. Janelle's guy was great.
We already got a guy.
We got a guy.
We got a guy to do that.
He does stairs.
And that guy is not Kody.
No, Kody is a very busy person, and honestly, he's not there for any of us. So
the last thing on Kody's list of things that he needs to do is help his wives move into the houses that he forced them to uproot their lives from and move into.
So this is the point where Christine also tries to jump in and assist as well, where she points out her kids have volunteered multiple times to assist Meri with moving in, with unpacking, but Meri has never called them or taken them up on their offer.
Meri just wants everybody to show up at her house one day and say, "Hey, Meri, thought that you might be having a difficult time moving by yourself since you're here alone. We all came to move all of your stuff for you. We just thought that might be a thing that was happening, even though you didn't communicate it to us."
And then she wants to get upset about that and hold it against them for showing up and inconveniencing her because she wasn't planning to move in that day. I don't know what she does with the rest of the day.
Tells LuLaRoe.
I guess so.
Filling LuLaRoe orders.
So Meri pulls out the smallest violin in the world and begins to play the song. Their love and caring for me is conditional. We'll love you if we can do something fun, but not if you need something done. Which that should be a Flagstaff bumper sticker.
Now, this is all a lot of bullshit. Rather than stewing for 2 weeks about how no one wants to help her or come up with all these crazy stories in her head, Meri could have thought, maybe everybody else is still moving their own stuff.
Makes sense. They got 5 kids.
They got kids. Maybe their kids are still busy adjusting to new schools, new schedules.
Yeah, getting into school.
Or maybe everyone is just fucking tired of moving at this point. It's not a fucking personal attack on you.
Again, it's the second time that they've helped Meri move to Flagstaff, because the first time they packed her up, they unpacked her first, then they packed her up again and moved her back to Vegas, and then they packed her up in Vegas, and then they're bringing her back.
These are friend rules. You don't ask your friends to help you move more than once in a calendar year.
But for Meri, they're not friends. They're family.
We find out that they set an alarm and pray together at the same time every day, even though they're living apart.
So each morning, all of the wives in their own respective homes, 15, 20, 30 minutes away from each other, spread out all over Flagstaff, take some time out of their morning, well, except for Meri, to pray.
Right. Christine, Janelle, and Robin are all participating in this conversation to the camera, and Meri says, not a goddamn thing.
So there is footage of Christine doing this with Kody. There's footage of Janelle doing this. There's footage of Robin doing this.
Mysteriously, no footage of Meri.
No footage of Meri.
That's incredible.
Magical. Spectacular fall colors and more than 6,000 miles of trails make Minnesota a hiker's paradise. Discover what makes Minnesota the star of the North. ExploreMinnesota.com.
Hi, this is Paige from Giggly Squad, and I want to talk to you about Splash Refresher and my water intake. Okay, so you guys obviously know that I'm a hydrated girly, but sometimes when you drink that much water, it starts to just taste bland, and you're just like, I need something to spice it up. That's why I love Splash Refresher. It has 0 sugar, 0 calories, and it's a splash of sweetness. And they come in 5 different flavors. They're so good. Wild berry, acai grape, pineapple mango, lemon, and mandarin orange. My favorite is the wild berry because I just love a berry. So if you're like me and you're drinking water all day, then try Splash Refresher. It's going to absolutely change your water game, and it's good for you.
Ryan Reynolds here for, I guess, my 100th Mint commercial. No, don't. I mean, honestly, when I started this, I thought I only have to do like 4 of these. I mean, it's unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month. How are there still people paying 2 or 3 times that much? I'm sorry, I shouldn't be victim blaming here. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch. Whenever you're ready.
$45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes. See details.
Hey there. Looking to level up your shopping experience? Let me introduce you to Amazon Live. If you haven't heard, it's a shoppable video experience where influencers and creators showcase the latest must-haves all while you shop in real time. And for those who love some celeb gossip, reality stars like Kyle Richards, Lala Kent, and friend of the pod, Paige DeSorbo. On her new show, In Bed with Paige DeSorbo, Paige invites top-tier guests to cozy up in her fluffy bed where they spill secrets, share nighttime routines, and even whip up midnight snacks. Stream and shop new episodes of her series In Bed with Paige DeSorbo every Tuesday at 7 p.m. ET by going to amazon.com/live/Paige_DeSorbo. Or you can watch Amazon Live's new live TV channel on Freevee or Prime Video under the DIY section and shop along on your phone.
Millions of people have lost weight with personalized plans from Noom. Like Evan, who can't stand salads and still lost 50 pounds.
Salads generally for most people are the easy button, right? For me, that wasn't an option. I never really was a salad guy. That's just not who I am. But Noom worked for me.
Get your personalized plan today at Noom.com. Real Noom user compensated to provide their story. In 4 weeks, the typical Noom user can expect to lose 1 to 2 pounds per week. Individual results may vary.
So Christine and Janelle, who seem to be the closest of the two sister wives,
At least in Flagstaff, yeah.
start telling a story about how they have gone on walks together to meet up, get out of the house, spend some time together. And Meri feels the need to join in the conversation by again trying to one-up everyone with a sob story. And we learn that there was a time where she came to visit when she was still living back in Vegas away from the family, and she was here in Flagstaff for a weekend or something. And she decided she was going to go for a walk and just happened to end up on a trail near Robin's house.
But she never went to visit Robin.
No, which Robin promptly calls her out on and starts a sister wives fight.
But 10 points to Robin, again, for calling Meri out directly, immediately, in that moment, for saying, you came by my house, but you didn't bother to reach out to me and try to visit with me?
And Meri comes back at her with, well, you didn't reach out to me either. Bitch, what is she? A psychic?
How is Robin supposed to know that Meri is walking on a path near her house?
I just want to let you know that I'm mad at you because yesterday I decided I was going to go on a walk and I ended up near your house. You didn't know.
You didn't invite me to your house when I was walking by.
Why didn't you invite me to your house? Why didn't you invite yourself to come join me on my walk that I didn't tell you about?
Do you want to know the truth why nobody's reaching out to each other and why everybody's complaining? It's because the cameras weren't there. TLC is the single piece of off-brand Scotch tape that's holding this whole house of cards together now. The only time they meet up and are mildly civil with each other is when they can sit down and get a TLC paycheck.
Do it for the cameras.
Do it for the cameras. It's a show. At the end of the day, it's a show.
Janelle has a real easy solution to all this. What she wants to do is slap together a calendar where they can put days on there planned way ahead of time that they can spend time together.
Shared calendar. Great idea. She also is taking into effect, Meri has a busy travel schedule. She wants to give her plenty of notice, so then that way she could be there. But Meri takes this as an advantage to immediately divert.
She starts to dismiss herself from events that haven't even been scheduled yet by saying,
"Don't be mad if I can't make it.
Guys, but don't be mad if I can't make it."
Which is code for, I'll cancel when I don't want to see you, which is always.
Meri's going to show up to these sister wives get-togethers with a shirt that says, "Sorry, I'm late. I didn't want to come."
So this is when Janelle is pretty much sick of Meri's shit, and she gets that there's problems between Meri and Kody, but she feels that the sister-wife relationships and the family relationships exist together but separate from the whole husband relationship as well. So she knows that there's tension, that she knows that there's problems, but nobody addresses anything in the family.
Robin fake cries on cue about Meri wanting to be alone. I wonder how many times they had to start that take.
When a friend tells you that they want to be alone, it's because you're being annoying. And first of all, I don't think I've been in a relationship where that discussion has come up since I was 8, where you tell someone, I just need some time to be alone.
More disturbingly, no one takes their leftovers. They just leave them behind on the table in the attic.
There was a lot of food on that table.
Kody invites his plig friend, Nathan, who he knows is going to just jerk off to the one home concept, because it's always important to get realistic feedback and anticipate questions prior to a presentation.
Right. Because Kody keeps talking about the one house that we want to build, the royal we, I guess it's like him and the prairie dog in his pocket.
Nathan looks like Ed Kemper without glasses.
Nate.
Google it.
Oh, good old Nate coming through in the clutch for Kody's soft launch.
Google Ed Kemper.
The first fan of the Kody Castle. He's got to get somebody else on board with this before he goes in to the lion's den and tries to pitch this.
Now we get to see a flashback where Christine says that she's happy to be neighbors, but not live with her sister wives. And Kody admits that he knows all of his wives' opinions, but he's just gonna totally ignore them.
He concedes that it's a big ask.
Kody and Nathan think that cat is magic.
Ultra realistic drawing, Carly.
Why is
Please call them what they are.
Why is this house so big when they have like a handful of kids left who are still under 18?
It's the Kody Castle, and it is in all its glory.
By the time they build this house, there are going to be even less kids who are actually able to live in it full time.
But I think when he originally designed the blueprints, wasn't he talking about each wife having a room for each kid so they always have a room to come back to visit and stay
I don't know.
in?
That's crazy.
That would be right in their wheelhouse of asks, wants, and needs for this build.
Is there a secret wing for a fifth wife who's going to pop out more kids to live in this house?
I hope so. That must be why Kody's so busy, is he's actually out and about in Arizona.
Actively recruiting.
Actively. I don't know. I'm just saying they better add on a TLC wing to this house if they want to keep the show going and keep everybody on staff. It's going to be like Skywalker Ranch out there.
I didn't understand because they showed us just one level of the house, and the CAD design from the outside looked way bigger than what we saw. So I'm trying to figure out, what are the rest of the rooms in this house? No one else is ever going to buy this house from them. They are going to have to burn this house to the ground with all of those electrical sockets they said they needed to install in order to make their money back.
I don't know. You plug in a couple Mormon meat lockers into that baby and it's going to go up like a powder keg.
Where is the quarantine room for all of the kids who have come down with the plague?
Yeah, I feel like Kody's going to need to build a decontamination chamber at each wife's wing. So then that way he can...
They're going to need a panic room.
Emotionally decompress after leaving each section of the house. So Kody ends up setting his presentation goal pretty much as low as you possibly can. He's just hoping for a general wife consensus of, now that I would consider. Doesn't need a warm reception on it. Just wants to get the idea going, get the juices flowing.
Right. So all the wives have their own quarters to retreat to.
Because we have to put up the money for 4 houses anyway, so why not do a castle?
Meri is not going to be okay with being downgraded to 1,200 square feet. I didn't see a wet bar in that blueprint. The utility bill is going to be a nightmare.
Right. Heating and cooling alone in what I can only imagine will be 40,000 square feet. It'll double as a mega church if they need it to. So I'm hoping that that's Kody's backup plan.
Maybe they're going for a tax break.
Maybe
it's
Kanye.
A church
maybe,
and a home.
Maybe Kanye will come in.
Ooh, do Sunday service?
He'll do Sunday service.
Chick-fil-A?
Chick-fil-A, he'll lead it. They're closed on Sunday, though, so you have to buy it on Saturday and then reheat it on Sunday.
How awkward to watch your husband leave your quarters and go to another sister wife's quarters for the night after you get in a fight.
Well, I guess it's the same as walking across the street in a cul-de-sac. It's probably pretty similar. I mean, I can't judge that. I do like that Kody cannot stop singing his own praises about how wonderful of an idea this whole separate but equal house is going to be for everybody, and how it overwhelms him with hope.
The Browns versus the Kody Brown Mega Church Board of Education.
God. Separate but equal.
Separate but equal.
Oh.
Except for Meri.
First wife privilege. Kody starts crying since this is the biggest challenge that polygamists face, in his opinion, living in one place. But it can't be that unobtainable, right? Because they just had it in Vegas and squandered it by nuking it with this whole Flagstaff idea.
And Kody comes up with a plan that is so manipulative that it has yet to be rivaled on this show.
Well, we've already established to Robin last episode that it's going to be a light Christmas anyway, so I better go ahead and make it a double and just ruin Christmas by introducing this idea.
So Kody is armed with the Christmas present that all his wives want. Another presentation about the single family home that he wants to build.
There's only a few weeks to go, but Kody's ready. I don't think Kinkos is ready, but Kody's ready.
Kody's ready.
Kody breaks down here and admits that he just wanted to have a safe and vulnerable moment with a friend who will wish this idea upon him with his whole heart. That is before he has to be berated with questions and worn down by the wives fighting against him.
I cannot wait to see this.
Grand vision of rapturous joy.
It is going to be hilarious.
Like nothing you've seen before, like nothing you've done before.
And that brings us to the end of this episode. We've got to wrap things up because it turns out Taco Bell and wine are a toxic combination.
There is trouble a-brewing. Have you heard the good news?
You can listen to new episodes every Sunday on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music, Spotify, and Stitcher. If you like the show, the best way to support us is by leaving us an iTunes review.
Or any review, honestly. Whatever one you download to, just do that. You're already there.
Don't forget to share the podcast.
Share with a lonely friend who just moved to Flagstaff.
Share it with someone who may be stuck in their home elevator and has some time to listen.
Eat some Taco Bell, drink some wine, fart in an elevator, and then tell the person, listen to this podcast.
You can also follow us on Twitter at surviving_pod.
I post so many reaction GIFs.
If you are a lover of GIFs,
I'm gonna GIF you.
You're gonna want to follow this account.
It's the gifts that keep on giving. Stay tuned, share with friends. See you next week.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy to see if you could save when you bundle your home and auto policies. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary, not available in all states.